Hello, it's almost time for War with a Mate, but it's currently November, which is a good chance to do something good through the means of Movember, which for me currently consists of sporting a pretty embarrassing mustache. Got rid of the facial hair I did have, now I have a little bit of facial hair, and I do not suit a mustache.
It's coming in all right. We'll see how it is.
Been a few days.
Yeah.
I only shaved a few days ago. I didn't shave on the 1st of November, so I can feel the kind of stubble. It's odd having to shave all the time. But it is for a good cause. Movember is in support of the prevention of the death of young men, whether that's through the mental health crisis of suicide, whether that's through prostate cancer or testicular cancer. It's raising awareness and money for people who really are in need of that. So I'm raising money for that. What we'll be doing is popping a link in the description of this episode. I'm aiming for a raising of £100, and if I hit that goal, I'll show you all this ridiculous excuse for a mustache come the end of November. And also committed to, should we hit £1,000,
Okay, you're doing this?
I'll even get a War with a Mate tattoo. Something of some description, something silly probably, but I'll do that, and I'm terrified of tattoos. But it's an important cause. It's one that I value, it's close to my heart, and if you have a friend or anyone you know who you haven't talked to in a while, or someone you feel needs a talking to, have that conversation. Look after your own health, look after your friend's health.
Reach out, talk to people.
Doesn't matter how it is, whatever you say, whatever you do, even if it's playing a very long board game for a very long time, it doesn't matter how you hang out or how you look out for another person. It's just important that you do. But that's enough of the important stuff. Let's get on to the less important, nonsensical stuff. Let's do some War with a Mate. Thank you. Cold one today.
Oh, no. No, non sequitur.
It's not a non sequitur, it's a callback. It's also accurate. There's a reason that I need to wear a hoodie and a coat at the moment. It's chilly out there. It's November.
It is.
Notoriously a cool part of the year. How are you getting on, temperature-wise, Andy?
I'm completely fine. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt.
Sure you don't have cold feet?
Nope.
No?
Nice warm toesies.
Well, that's good. Because this is the anniversary special of War with a Mate.
Yeah, specifically the anniversary since the game arrived.
That's right. 1 year ago today, we received a package, and that package was none other than SPI's The Campaign for North Africa.
Which contained the next year of our lives.
Well, it's contained the last year of our lives. It's contained a lot longer. And we're here to look back on what that year has entailed, to go over the experience from that box arriving in our hands all the way to this very moment here. So, I guess should we do what we didn't do in the first episode and introduce what this is?
In a succinct way, yes.
So this is War with a Mate, the podcast in which me, James,
Me, Andy.
will be playing all of SPI's The Campaign for North Africa, a very long board game that's never been finished by anyone. And it will not take us the 8 years we first said it would. We're looking at the moment, around 48 years.
Yeah, we were really focused on that 8 years, but...
We were. We decided, in order to get an idea as of how things have changed and what we were thinking back then, we've sat down this evening and we've listened back to all of episode 1.
Hello, welcome to War with a Mate. I'm Andy.
Wow, recording a podcast and introducing it first episode. Wow, cliche. And
What
some
a
things,
cracker.
yeah, you know what? I think it holds up. I think it's just solid, good family fun. I mean, yes, there's some references, of course, to the Nazis and to, I suppose, the adult themes of nutrition. But for the most part, the thing holds up, and it gives a real insight as to what we were thinking back then compared to where we are now. There's some carryover.
There's more carryover than I thought, but
there's also quite a few differences.
yes.
Expectations have changed. The experience overall has changed. But one thing that hasn't changed is what we're doing. And that's the through line that's got us here. It's stayed consistent. And listening back, it was interesting to hear us talking about our experience with long-form board games.
Yeah, and I guess talking about Risk, we'll transition that into our experience with wargaming and massive board games. So, by the sounds of it, you've dealt with Risk. You just know how to play that now.
Well, we've played Risk. We started playing Risk once, and then we stopped playing halfway through because we got bored.
Because we talked about Dungeons and Dragons as our only experience. But now, that experience has changed.
It's Dungeons and Dragons on the campaign for North Africa.
That's right. We are not experienced wargamers. The game says it's for experienced wargamers and histories of student. My God.
Students of history.
Some things just do not change.
No.
Students of history. You know what? We are sort of
We're
students
more
of history.
so than we were.
Yeah, I think that has
Maybe
changed to
by
a degree.
in 8 years, we'll be...
We'll be able to fit that category.
We will, yeah. We haven't had any more experience with massive board games. It has made me want to play some, not to this scale.
Definitely not to this scale. I'm not doing this again.
But it has, we've had, listeners send in some that look interesting, and also the fact we can handle this is oh, I would be interested in playing some of them. It's just between this and D&D. That's a lot of game time to add a third,
Yeah,
game night to or something.
yeah, we've got lives.
Yeah.
I mean, our lives are consumed mostly by board games, by the sounds of it. Yes. One of them, D&D, we love. This one, we've been playing it for a long time.
I wouldn't say love. I'd say, but I'm growing fond of it.
It's got a charm to it.
Yes.
Which I didn't expect. Our experience with war games, I think we didn't really understand how much of a factor that was going to be in this. I think because it was such a joke to us, it seemed so far-fetched to have any war game experience. It seemed so much of a novelty that even if we had played war games before, this was such a leap beyond that anyway, that there's no real marginal difference between having experience and having no experience. So we thought it was fine to come in with no experience.
Yeah, it's I've not run the 100 meters, so I'm going to do a marathon.
Yeah, it's at this point, it didn't really matter. So we went into it without that, and I don't know how much of this will translate to another board game, ever. I don't know how much of it is... The thing that...
I think weirdly some of it will, and also some of it is transferring outside of board games altogether.
Into what?
I'm much better at Google Sheets now.
That's fair enough.
I've developed bookkeeping skills I didn't have.
You ever thought about a career in accountancy?
I have now.
It only relates to, I guess, fictional aeroplanes, though.
Yeah.
Well, real aeroplanes, not even fictional ones, just very, very old planes.
Well, I'm sure the Air Force manage all of their airplanes in a Google Sheet.
So you think that you now have the qualifications to be a military accountant?
I certainly more so than I did a year ago.
I'll give you that. I mean, I can't really argue with that. It's a fact. It's just it's not really a salient one for an interview. I wouldn't bring that up. I wouldn't go for the job, to be honest, man. I hate to cut your legs out from under you like this, but this is not the experience you think it is.
I don't know.
I'm telling you. Never mind, I don't know. I'm telling you.
I'm not going to, run things, but I could help out.
You want to be an assistant.
Yeah,
that's your aspiration.
I'm going to intern at the army.
No one aspires to be an assistant. Surely everyone who is an assistant, they want to get to the point where they're filling the role that they're an assistant to. Take Dwight Schrute, for example, from the US office.
Counterpoint, the woman from Devil Wears Prada.
I don't think she always wanted to be an assistant.
But then she did, and then she didn't want to take over.
Yeah, but that's still not her wanting to be an assistant. I don't think she was like, I'll just stay perpetually an assistant. I am, of course, saying this from the position of a man who's never seen Devil Wears Prada.
That's a good flick.
I hear the book and the film are vastly different.
wouldn't know.
I think it's the case the book's really bad and the film's quite good.
The film is good.
Okay. So you're an avid watcher.
Yeah.
It's not often that you've seen something I haven't.
Devil Wears Prada 2 is coming out soon.
There's a sequel.
Yeah.
They should have called it Devil Wears More Prada. Go like the Die Hard route of sequel names.
Prada harder.
Oh, that's what we should do. We should do a sequel to this podcast called More with a Mate. I don't know. That sounds like it's got adult connotations that I won't get into.
Well, we've got a decade to work that out.
Right, okay. So that's something that, for some reason, listening back to episode 1, we kept on saying it'll be 8 years.
We've really locked in 8 years, but...
Do you feel like we're an eighth of the way through this, Andy?
we haven't started.
Oh dear. Which is another funny part, actually. We did say in the first episode, in a couple of episodes' time, we'll have started the game.
Well, that was our catchphrase.
Our catchphrase was, we started the
10
game.
episodes.
We kept on saying we'd started it, and we hadn't done that. And
Absolutely not.
we are still, I feel like we're in the midst of, we're perpetually in that. We've not started the game still. We're in the practice scenario. We can't even say it now and it be earnest. That's insane. The fun thing we did talk about amongst all of that, though, was having read the rules, the sense of regret we had about the project.
So, with your first look over the rules, how are you feeling?
In a word, regret. Is that a feeling? Regret's a feeling. Regret's definitely a feeling. I'm feeling regret.
I think you more so than me, but
It was
definitely daunting.
Because we spent time reading those rules, and it was an experience.
I think in hindsight we did that bit kind of wrong.
I think we could have done that very differently, because I put the fear of God in myself reading those rules for the first 10, 11 episodes, and it would have been so much easier, I think, if we just started playing the game. It was a lot of mind over matter, and a lot of the rules don't come up all the time. In fact, to the point where there's rules that we've read, and we've come back to them, we've completely missed them, and then had to reread them. So that first run over was not pointless, I wouldn't go that far, but really, what did it give us materially?
Well, I think most board games you just get a grip of by playing them in context. And I think because we haven't played games like this before, we thought, oh, it's so big, you need to have it all in your head before you start. But because it's so big, you can't really, especially when you're not linking things to pieces or things actually happening. It's all white boxed in your head.
Yeah, we had the audacity to think we could memorize parts of the rules after the first run through.
Yeah.
I remembered parts. I remember that parts existed, but if anything, that caused more confusion down the line. Because, one, there are so many rules that I'll have an idea of, oh, well, there's something to do with land movement. And it's yeah, but there's so many different facets of land movement that could be anything. That could be related to trucks or the water they consume, and I just get muddled up because it references so many different rules relevant to, take trucks, for example. Not just in the truck segment, but everywhere else.
And also then there's the, major rule mess-ups we had, I think, because we read it and then had, gaps, is, got it in our head that guns didn't, load. There wasn't, a concept of guns loading or of things having fuel tanks.
Oh, God, that was such a bad one.
And I think regardless of how long we'd read rules for, the first turn was always going to be we messed this up and this up and this up.
Yeah, we never could have got anything else from that. Because we read through that. We missed it the first time round. We would have missed it every other read-through until we started to think, hang on a minute, this game has a notion of common sense to it. Yeah. And then turns out, yes, it does. Because there's that, and there's all the addenda as well. You not only have to memorize the rules if you're going that route, but also all of the addenda.
Yes, because some of the rules are just flat opposite to what they should be, or incomplete.
Well, one of the corrections just says this rule is the opposite of what it says it is in the addenda, which actually comes around to a fun point. Right before listening to episode 1, we watched the video that we took of us unboxing the game a year ago.
Yeah, that was a blast from the past.
Flash from the past.
I think is it too long for Instagram? We are going to put it up. We'll put it on the website for sure, and maybe we'll upload our first non-podcast podcast YouTube video?
Yeah, we'll definitely put it on YouTube. We'll definitely put it on the website if we can find a way to. There's got to be a way to.
Yeah, it'll be easier to put on the website.
I don't know what the video cap is on Instagram. I don't know if 11 minutes is too long, but if
Probably,
it's not...
if it's not too long, it's probably too long for the platform, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I guess...
It's like Instagram's quick stuff, but yeah, we can put it up wherever it can go up.
Well, let's face it. I have faith that anyone who's found our podcast page for Instagram is used to sticking with something for a long time. I mean,
Yes.
if you're scrolling through Instagram Reels and you come across it, I reckon it'll get a skip. But if someone is out there looking for it, I think they'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
So we'll put that up probably alongside this episode. It's us unboxing the game for the first time.
Our initial reactions, knowing literally nothing.
Yeah, our raw reaction to everything. All we know is that the game is long at this point and the rough gist of it. So that was a fun watch. It's also got a cameo from our friend who introduced us to this game.
Our Jurassic Park friend.
Yes, he's in there, the guy who scuttled away under a rock instead of playing this with us. What a bastard. Shackled this rock to us and then threw us overboard.
And we've also got a video of us punching the first pieces we punched, so we'll get those two up for the year celebration.
They must have like a 6-week time gap between the two. Because there was a long period of time where...
Yeah, we didn't punch it until we were going to actually start with stuff.
That was like mid-December, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So that's... Yeah, keep an eye out for that. That was fun to watch back. And the sense of regret that I had back then, that sort of carried over for 10 episodes or so. The first 3 months...
I was reflecting on this. You had a sense of regret. I think in hindsight, I had a sense of denial. Where I was like, we're gonna bottle this. Like, I think in hindsight, I was like...
You thought it was just going to be wrapped up?
I wasn't, like, regretful or daunted or anything, because I was like, we won't stick to this. But we dropped a chunk of cash on the game that meant we couldn't. And then we set the podcast up to really lock us in.
Yeah, I think when we punched the pieces out the game, it drops the value of that game significantly.
Yes.
So at that point, we couldn't even resell the game, and I think I always had it in my head that I was going to stick with it. I think that's probably why I had that frustration and that anger and fear, because I knew I was going to stick with this, and seeing how complicated it was, I just really felt like I'd misunderstood what I was getting into, really underestimated it, and I genuinely did.
Oh, yeah.
I underestimated this massively. But it's now a year in.
Feels comfortable.
Yeah, you mentioned in the first episode that you thought regret might set in years 2 or 3. I don't see the regret setting in. I think there might be other feelings that kick in. Maybe more frustration, akin to the days of old.
Yeah, I think now it's... not going to regret doing it. It'll be frustration with the game or stuff, but it won't be like, I wish we hadn't done this.
And I think that frustration for me, it probably won't come from the rules being complicated like it did in the early days. I think it might come from the situation I'm in the game, like the state of play.
Yes, it's an actual, like, the emotional reaction brought out by, like, the game rather than stuff around it.
Yeah, by losing parts of the game, or my men being killed or trapped, or any number of situations that are brought on by your actions. Essentially what I'm saying is I'm going to be angry at you.
Yes.
And not the game.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, well, I'm often angry at you. In and out of game, just this seething set. You just got one of those faces, maybe. That must be it. Just one of those.
Very punchable face made for radio.
That's how I should... That's how I should describe us on the description of the podcast. Punchable faces made for radio. But voices of an angel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dulcet tones.
Angelic. Hypnotizing. We're sort of the Darren Brown of the podcasting world.
Until he starts a podcast.
So he better not. He better bloody not. And if he does, Darren, would you like to come on?
Yeah, we'll talk. I wouldn't listen to his podcast, though, because I'd end up sending him all my money or something weird.
Yeah, I
wouldn't want to, like, have his output because I'd be scared.
Well, I keep on, when I'm scrolling through TikTok, I get these videos where it opens up and it's a guy and he's like, in this video, I'm going to hypnotize you in 10 seconds. And I'm like, whoa, scroll past. I don't want to get trapped in that. Do not want to get hypnotized through a TikTok video.
You don't want to get locked into your chair and then you have to scroll until you get the unlock 10 seconds short.
You know what? I think that's how TikTok works anyway.
Oh, right.
I think
yeah, it
that's-
locks you to the...
Yeah, the first one you get, it locks you into the algorithm, and then after that, you're just locked in until, I guess, you're done wiping. It's a toilet reference.
I know.
Skibbity toilet. You heard of that?
Nope.
It's big with the kids. It's Michael Bay's doing a film franchise on the back of it.
Oh, about a toilet.
Yeah, I don't really understand it, but it's like a big meme thing at the moment with the youth.
Oh.
Well, it was. I think the big meme now is 6'7".
Well, 8, 9.
But yeah, it's just the numbers 6'7" are funny, apparently. I genuinely think that is the bit.
Back in my day, it used to be 6 and 9.
Oh, well, when we were going back through the episode, I did look at my phone battery and saw it was 69%, but we were making notes and stuff, so I thought I'll not bring it up. But
Yeah.
just so you know. So that's it's not the only thing we realised when we were listening back to the episode.
Speaking of regret.
Oh boy.
Oh,
do
my-
we have a fun little Easter egg for you guys?
This is on me.
It's fun that, this is the anniversary. This is 1 year since we got the game, and we're talking about the things we've learned. We've learned something new today, and it really speaks to the inadequacies of our setup,
Brains.
our brains. Just this thing, as everyone knows, it's just me and Andy. There's no one else doing this. We've got no production team. We've got no managers, no agents.
And for this particular fuck up, importantly, no graphic designers.
We have no one to check these things. And when it comes to our logo, I'm sure you probably can see it right now. If you take a glance at your phone, whatever device you're listening to this on, you'll see our logo. It's stood the test of time, a whole year.
I
And
was very proud of it when I made it before we started playing.
I was too. It's a nice, charming. It reflects our capabilities.
Lo-fi.
Yes, lo-fi is a good way to put it. It's the two silhouettes over a sand dune with a picture of the game in the background. It sort of encapsulates various parts of what we're doing. But we were sat there, and I edit the episodes, but I don't look at the logo screen a whole lot. And it was there, sat watching that logo screen. I had the revelation that the map in the background is not the map of this game. That's not from this board game, Andy.
No, it's from North Africa 41.
It's a different fucking board game. Our logo does not have the Campaign for North Africa logo, the board game in the background. It's a map from a different fucking game. We've had this for a year, and we've only just realised now that the fucking logo is not a logo with this game in it.
This feels bad, man.
It is bad.
It's just not on.
I don't understand how it's taken this long. I'm genuinely quite shocked no one's pointed it out to us as well.
Because no one else is playing the game.
That's a good point. They're going to look at that and go, well,
Oh, that's the game, Matt.
these are the people we can rely on to talk about this game. Surely that logo is a picture of the game. I'm sorry to say it, guys. Nope. We've let you down. We are as incompetent as we've always promised to be.
I just have an urge to defend myself, but there's not really much I can say.
The thing is, it's not a vital part of the logo. I think the logo is just a holistic overview of what we're doing. North Africa board game, 2 people. The people on us, either, come to think of it, the silhouettes aren't actually us.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing Movember, but I don't have a luxurious mustache like that. And the sand dunes, that isn't a real sand dune from North Africa that I know of.
Yeah, it is.
No, I know all of the dunes in North Africa, save for 3 of them. And unless that's one of those 3, which the odds of that are astronomically low. So
yeah, that's a fun...
that's
a fun discovery. We'll be probably getting a new logo soon.
I think we're probably going to have
We
to.
kind of have to.
Hey, it's a nice demarcation of it being a year.
Yeah.
So
Anyone listening now, you were here for the old logo.
yeah, you're the OGs. In fact, there are some people out there who've actually bought merchandise with our logo on. And if that is the case, you have something that is very rare and unique.
It's like a misprinted penny.
It is, because that's going to be gone from the world soon. That logo is going to be scrubbed so that we can put something out there that is an accurate representation of the thing we're playing instead of a completely separate fucking board game. This is... a year on, Andy. And are we really better? Did we really get better at any of this?
Some of it, but not that.
Well, one thing we did get better at, we say in the first episode that along the way we are going to try and learn about the North African campaign.
But we're going to try and learn as we go. We're going to try and pick up some facts, some information. We'll try and learn a little bit about the campaign for North Africa as we play the game about the campaign for North Africa.
Yes.
We're going to try and do a bit of research, bit of learning. And that, I will give us credit with, we have done. More importantly, you have. Because you've brought, save for one that I did, you've brought a history segment to us every single week since we started the history segment, which was, maybe 20 episodes in?
15, I think, maybe.
So we started it a while ago, and we've
Yeah.
kept true to that, and it's been fantastic. I've genuinely learned a lot about this portion of history, and it's been through the lens of you. I think if this was just me reading it, I don't think I would have got round to this. I don't think I would have had much of a focus on it. I bought that book about the desert rats when we started playing the game, and I've just said the catchphrase, started playing the game. We haven't started playing the game. I bought that back then, and I didn't really get into it. I read about a third of it, maybe, and then I've now given it to you. I didn't digest the information very much. I feel like it's really difficult for me to capture that kind of information, like historical information, in that format.
Yeah,
but when you've been reading it out, the history segments have been so cool.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it because I wouldn't have looked into this. Like, when we were listening to the first episode, we were like, do you want to give some context on this? It was like, World War II in North Africa.
Yeah, that was it.
But yeah, I've really enjoyed doing the history segments and learning it about this. It's a very interesting conflict as well. Once you get into it, it's got a lot of unique stuff to it.
The characters in this are crazy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, history segments that stand at 28th Maori.
awesome.
They were fantastic.
Yeah,
Graziani is a madman.
9 lives and an absolute monster. And also, I didn't know there was a Libyan genocide.
Yeah, that's it. These are the parts of
That's
history.
something we should know.
Yeah, huge swathes of history, the devastation and cruelty that happens sort of in the tertiary elements of a war, where you get all these horrible things that happen. And what is focused on is, World War II, of course, the Holocaust is what springs to mind when people think of the immediate massive devastation of lives. But there's so many other facets of pain and suffering that come from it, just to keep things light.
Yeah.
And that's one I don't know when I would have come across it beforehand.
No.
And just some of the casual cruelty. The whole beating people to death with dried fish.
Yes, the Balbo,
Yeah.
rising fascist stuff.
That's another one. Balbo, Time Person of the Year.
Yeah.
I missed that.
And reprehensible, but very interesting character. And all that aircraft stuff was an interesting period of history.
Yeah.
Like,
I know for a fact at some point I've went back and I've looked at all of the Time Persons of the Year, and I would have seen the name Balbo.
I don't think he was Person of the Year. I think he got the a month cover.
Oh, right, okay, I see.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Oh, I thought it was of the year.
No, I think he got when he was. I'll have to double check, but I think it's when the fair was on. He was the cover for that month or week or whatever. But even so, if you want to go back through Time's front covers, it's they don't have a great hit rate for being on the right side of history.
Because I don't know much about Time other than it's Person of the Year. I don't imagine is the Person of the Year meant to be the sort of the person to be, or is it just this is one of the most influential figures of this year?
I think it's more that than
I would imagine so. I'd hope so.
I think it's sort of it's Person of the Year and who's shaped the year potentially more than this is our guy of the year.
Yeah, I'd hope so, because a certain Austrian failed painter made it as Person of the Year at one point, I believe. So
yes,
that's That's hopefully not an aspirational
And
person.
also, like, too late if it is. It was, like, late 30s when it was, like, everything was fully underway.
Yeah, at that point, you've really missed the mark if you're aspiring to be this person.
Yeah.
But times change, and we've, I think, become pretty steadfast students of history.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Every week I'm learning, a good sort of 20-minute lecture on a figure from history. And I think having the context of the board game makes it more easy to digest. Not just the fact you're delivering it, but I have something tangible to tie
ground
it to.
it to, yeah.
And people that listen seem to really enjoy the history segment because a lot of the emails we get tie into a history segment you've done or a recommendation for one in the future.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that, like, corrections that have been sent in or ideas, like the 28th Maori, someone sent them in to do. A couple of others have been, and I've got a huge list now of stuff people have sent in or found and then been like, oh, we should do an episode on this. So, yeah, it's been really cool having that back and forth with the fans about the history segment as well.
I mean, you've brought a lot to it because, let's face it, I think just listening back to that first episode and how I know the 10 that followed went, the tangents were, I mean, hey, we had a hell of a time doing it, but it's not really relevant stuff. I mean, Huel mentioned in that first episode.
Yes, Huel gets a mention, Ep 1, and that's just a recurring thing, but we've dropped it a bit.
I think that's some stopping power for the first dozen episodes.
Oh, it's stun locked us.
But now, with the history segment, with all of the other segments, we've got some real structure to it. It makes it easier to navigate, and, when it comes to editing, it becomes a much easier thing to do.
And now it's my time to give you your flowers. You've taken up all the editing, and you've been adding sound effects and stings and voiceover things on the quotes and stuff. So, yeah, I think the production value between this episode and what we're doing now is much better. Same with the audio quality and stuff, so...
The temptation, by the way, when I'm going to be listening back to this and not add a fart noise when you said sound effects, is going to be so difficult. So if that is in there, this is me explaining why.
Didn't resist.
Well, I did actually mention in that first episode that in the future I'll become, hopefully, an expert on editing, which is quite a bold thing to say given some of the audio mishaps we've had in the past.
I thought this was the podcast where I run out of disk space halfway through a recording and then we restart again. Is that not what this is?
Don't let the listeners peek behind the curtain.
The curtain
Don't
is...
humanize us.
One that stands out is we had a comment on Reddit fairly early doors. I think it was after the first 10 or so that we released. And someone was talking about the constant clattering of a wire in the background that was connected to the mic.
Yeah.
It was before we had the mic stands. And I've listened back to some of them over time. And I remember listening back to that one when I saw that comment. And it's bad. It is just every now and then just the sort of like clattering noises against microphones. It must be pretty distracting to try and listen to that. But we have changed things up. I sort of enjoy the editing process. It's like a weekly ritual now where I get into it, and it's not really, I think, much of a transferable skill because I've learned the cadence of our
You've learned what the
speaking.
sound waves of our like ums and ahs look like.
I actually have that,
Yeah.
and I know when we're laughing, so I know to keep those bits in. I can see the sort of spikes of laughing. I know what your laugh looks like. Mine's slightly different, so I don't know how well that'll translate. I feel like I'm locked in and too specific, but it's been fun getting to do that sort of thing. I don't really expect to do the editing. Like when we started this, I was just like, the editing will just be
It'll
done somehow.
happen. We'll go to the free podcast editing service.
Well, thankfully, what I do use is Audacity, which is free, and it's pretty easy to use. I don't know if that's a good one or a bad one. I had a conversation not too long ago with somebody who made a passing remark about how Audacity isn't that great of a tool, and I was like, well, I don't care. It works. It works. It's what matters to me.
Yeah, I think that was we could have spent ages doing research on mics and soundboards and the perfect software and stuff, but I think it is better to just, hey, if you're thinking of doing it, just start doing it and learn on the job. Same with like when we were trying to learn the rules all at the start. It's just better to jump in and figure it out.
Yeah, we've got better as it went, and we've all been working towards a towards a goal. Because we mentioned in that first episode the stakes.
Yes, they were there from the start.
Yeah, from day one, there's always been a goal behind this. And it's not just to finish the game for our own pride. It's also to be fed.
To reflect the thousands of hours we will each put into this, the stakes are one dinner.
To win a meal.
To win a meal. Episode 1, making a meal out of it. That was it. It was the foundation of this. We were hungry, so we thought, let's buy the campaign for North Africa and play it in its entirety. So one of us finally has to pay out for a meal. And I don't know if you've given it much thought, but for context, I guess, if anyone is coming in fairly late on, we are playing the whole game so that the winner gets a full sit-down meal paid for by the loser.
Yeah.
Those are still the stakes. For this practice scenario we're doing of the first 6 turns, it's just a Kinder Bueno on the line. But that's still something. I love a Kinder Bueno.
Same. And they just released a dark chocolate one. So now you've got the white chocolate, normal, and this new dark chocolate one. So we've got options for whoever wins.
Well, the milk chocolate would have been my go-to, but now I think dark chocolate could actually be the front runner. So I don't know if you want to put that budget aside now, Andy.
I've been saving up.
For the Bueno?
Yeah.
Good. I know that that'll really bankrupt you. I'll put you on your knees where you belong, really.
How rude.
How uncouth. Oh, sorry. This is where I went too far.
This is the line.
Because I've said some pretty nasty things to you on this podcast, and it's all in jest usually. And we are still playing for that. Have you given much thought as to what your meal would be?
Yes. No, not really.
Yeah, the tentative yes means, because I'm not asking for the answer, but the fact you had to think about whether you've thought about it sort of indicates you haven't.
There's a restaurant I want to go to in Malta.
Is this the one that serves camel?
No, that I haven't actually found a camel restaurant. That's just an option.
That's just a beautiful...
Yeah.
A beautiful?
No, this is just a restaurant my parents recommended in Malta that sounded really nice. It's also tangentially related to the game.
Well, it's in Malta, so it's not tangentially.
It is related to the game.
If it's on the map, then perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't know if I showed you this, but there's a friend of mine who recently went to... I said recently. A little while ago, went to Japan, and on the flight there, they went over Egypt and Libya.
Oh, yeah.
And on the the in-flight maps,
Yeah.
where you can see where you are, like the location. We were doing it on the way to Budapest.
Yeah.
And we were trying to spot rivers. Well, they showed me a picture of the map, and it had Mersa Matruh, and it had Tobruk, and they listened to the podcast, and they were saying that it feels like seeing celebrities. And it's like, if it's on the game map, and I hear anything about it now, I'm like, oh, I know that from the game. And that's such a niche reference to have to pinpoint stuff
To
from.
Mersa Matruh.
Yeah. Someone mentions Tobruk, and I'm like, oh, you mean from SPI's The Campaign for North Africa, not actual real-life Africa. The stakes are important because it keeps us measured. It keeps us subtle, humble, and brave, is what it does. Which doesn't get a mention for a few episodes. I think that might be the 5th episode where we coined that.
Yeah, it's
No
not
mention
in
in
there
episode
immediately.
1. Episode 1 does have Desert of Our Minds.
Yeah, that's been there from the failed recording of the pilot.
Yeah. You know what? That one was great, and I'm so sad we've lost that. Loved that episode. The recording is only part of it, of course. The gameplay, that's where it's at. That's the core of it.
Oh, yeah.
And the gameplay, we didn't really make things easy for ourselves, and kind of intentionally. The game is designed for 10 players.
One of the first things in the rulebooks is that each team should have 5 players on it.
Yes, to organise the various parts of the strategy involved.
Yeah, because there's that much to keep track on. And we saw that, and what we thought was, we both don't have 4 friends each who'll join us and be part of this war, and also no one else is going to commit to something this long and stupid.
Yeah, I think, honestly, we wouldn't have been able... We mentioned in the first episode we couldn't wrangle 10 people to, 8 other people to play with, and that is still true. But 10 mics on a podcast would be genuinely unlistenable.
Well, no, it would just be the chiefs.
Oh,
Just be the commanders.
okay.
So it'd still be 2 mics. Everyone else, they don't get any credits whatsoever.
Oh, cool.
In fact, I mean, let's be candid. That's what we do now. We have 4 players on each team. They don't know about the podcast.
Don't tell them.
They don't know about the podcast. They're never going to find it. Unless that celebrity over there, the one on the sofa, starts blagging on his new... Is it a talk show or a movie? Is it? I think it's a docuseries, actually.
It wasn't clear. He was pretty hyped about it.
Yeah. Well, he's a bit of a dirtbag, to be honest. I've noticed the sort of mess that's being left around here at the moment.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's your place, so I didn't want to talk to him about it. That feels like a you problem.
I tried. He just won't listen.
They're too flippant these days.
Yeah, he's too rich and powerful.
Yeah. Well, downward spiral in the rich
I mean,
department.
he is living on my couch, so...
Yeah. Snoring as well. I hope that
Yeah.
mic doesn't pick it up.
But I think 2 players is definitely the way was the right way to go.
We were going to have 3.
We were... Jurassic Park friend was going to be like kind of a ref.
Yeah, he was going to come in. The funny thing is he offered to do the bookkeeping for the game.
Which is the game.
Which, yeah, looking back, would be a very funny
Boy,
dynamic.
it would have been fantastic if we could have taken him up on that.
The thing is, he's such a good guy with spreadsheets and numbers and just data. I feel like he could have done that, where instead of us having to use spreadsheets, we could have been playing the game.
Just tell him.
And then we could have just said sort of, how many fuel points does this truck have? And you would just rattle it off immediately. So we would just have a person to talk to instead of spreadsheets to consult. But it feels like an act of modern day slavery.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's just not an okay thing to do to a person.
No, much like us not knowing what we were getting into, he really wouldn't have.
That would have been so much worse. I would have felt so bad. We would have had to cut the project early.
I do think because it's post... Because when it was made, it was pencil and paper entirely. I do think like Google Sheets and stuff have made it much more manageable to the point where I don't... If someone is listening and thinking about playing, I don't think you need the 10. I think you'd actually have a lot of people with not much on.
I think 2 to 3 on a team would be the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because I think at that point you have people to confer with, and it would make it more of a social game, sort of like a long-running hobby. And I think as a scenario, that would be really fun. I think if you did like Graziani's Offensive and you had teams of 2 or 3, and you do that over the series of like maybe a year or 2, and it's a fun chance to like bounce off each other and take on those roles. Maybe one guy does supplies, one guy does combat,
And one guy does air.
One guy does air, or maybe like sort of overseas. And I think that would be a really fun way to do it. But the reality was, when we sat down to do this, we knew it was going to be the full game because of the novelty of finishing it for the first time. And we also knew we do not have 8 people to bring on board with this. Certainly not 8 people who are going to be willing to sacrifice so much time
Every week.
for most of their life to do that. Because that's what this is going to be. It's going to be most of our life.
It will be the thing we've done the longest when we finish it.
That's crazy. That's just genuinely insane. So that aspect of it, I think it was always going to be that. There was no way around that. And I think it's, like you say, it's very doable with 2 people.
Yeah.
I think with it being pen and paper initially, or pencil and paper, because you don't want to write anything down permanent for this game.
No, it's not like doing a crossword with a pen as a flex.
Yeah, we've streamlined a lot of stuff. We've streamlined the rules, the bookkeeping. All of that's been condensed into digital form. Because we do refer back to the tables usually when we're doing like combat or bombardments or anything like that. We tend to refer to the paper booklet. I find it a lot easier to find the tables
In the paper one.
because it's like 15 pages.
Well, the thing is, the PDF we have is all of it in one thing.
Yes.
Which means it's good, but it's not great for just like flicking around, finding what you need, whereas the books are, much easier.
Yeah, because you've reformatted the PDF so we can now search it.
Yes, which is good for like specifics.
But it's not great for tables.
Yeah.
Because the tables are just tables that mention stuff that's been mentioned 1,000 times in the rules.
Yeah.
And then it's got that thing where some of the tables are horizontal instead of vertical. So it means you have to then get down, then you have to rotate the PDF. And I can never remember the shortcut on the keyboard to turn stuff around. So
Just turn the laptop.
yeah, so I'm just stuck in a mode where I can't figure it out. Technology's too much for me. I should be doing this 40 years ago with pen and paper and 8 more people. But I don't have a time machine, Andy.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You don't know.
I don't. If I had a time machine, I would use it to come back to this moment right now. Oh my God, he's here! Hello.
Is that future you?
Yeah, he's got a bit of a sing-song voice going on. Yeah, it's from the future where everything's a stage play. Yeah, I know the reference you're going to make there.
Yeah, where science has made stage magic obsolete.
That's wild. It's a Flash villain.
That is a Flash villain with the dumbest motivation in fiction.
What does he want to come back for again? Because
To stop that future happening. Or he wants to come back to somewhere where people are impressed by stage magic.
But isn't he one of the speedsters? So he's really fast.
No, his power's something else dumb. Like he's just good
Stage magic.
He's good at stage magic, and he also has future tech.
Is this Darren Brown again?
Yeah.
You've just described Darren Brown.
New running theme for the next year of the pod.
Darren Brown is Mysterio from Spider-Man. He's not.
He was clearly based on him, though.
I think there's definitely lines to be drawn, but I think Mysterio is older. Because Mysterio's been around in fiction for like 312 years, and Darren Brown's
Quite the run.
and Darren Brown's like 20.
Yeah. Well, that's something that's existed from the first step to now, is our desire to go on tangents. And our inability to control ourselves.
I think we control ourselves pretty well. Although
Somewhat better.
listening back to the first episode, we did do an accidental common ground.
Yes, we did. The first accidental common ground is the Uber Eats free refills.
If a restaurant offers free refills, they will ride back and forth between your home and the restaurant all day, making those refills.
Yeah, it was listening back to it, I realised that it's the exact same cadence of a common ground proposition, and it sort of resolves the same way as common ground.
Yeah.
So I think we clearly just had a thing in us where we wanted to let a tangent have its moment to breathe, so we boxed it off into common ground. But that's been a really fun part of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else enjoys it, but we have a lot of fun. Well, it also does trigger a lot of genuinely interesting emails of people like thoughtfully responding to the very dumb stuff we say.
We just had one last week about the blimps.
Yeah.
The airships, I think is the catch-all term. And that's a massive email.
Of like very detailed, interesting stuff based on like a very almost
It's
just stupid idea.
the fact that we've drawn people in on these common ground segments feels mean-spirited on our part. That we've come here with the promise of a podcast about the North African campaign board game, and we instead every week do that for a bit, and then that's the thing that because we do it at the end as well.
Yeah.
So it's the thing people are stuck with.
It's our capstone.
And then they send off a very detailed and thoughtful email about stuff that has no place in this podcast, but we do it anyway. It's good, though, because if we didn't have that, if we hadn't structured it in such a way, those tangents would have become unmanageable. Because I know what we're like.
It's good. I mean, we're doing them now, but like...
It's related, at least.
Yes,
the
but
Huel
it's
thing
good
was not related.
It's good to funnel some of that into the back of the...
And it helps.
Quarantine that.
It helps keep it, light.
Yeah.
Because we do need to be pals by the end of this. I guess if we're not doing a common ground in the traditional sense this week, but the common ground in theory for this week would be, was it a good idea to do this?
Yes.
I would have to agree with a yes. I'd have to go with a yes on this.
It was the easiest one we've done.
We talked about in episode 1 how it would be a very long, drawn out and arduous process. It's going to be
Poorly thought out.
Poorly thought out. It's going to be brilliantly entertaining. It's going to be captivating. It's going to be motivating for some of you. It's going to be touching. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be long-winded. And it's going to go on for years. It's going to go on for nigh on a decade. I also think I refer to it as inspiring and touching. So some of that's an abject lie. But it is long and it is drawn out. So what do you feel about the game now, Andy? This long, drawn-out process.
I feel really good about the game at the minute. It happened a few weeks ago, which was sort of shocked me to it, but we we'd banked an episode in case we couldn't do it for a week, and a few weeks ago we spent that banked episode, and I was missing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I genuinely wasn't expecting to be like, oh, I wish we'd played this week. Like,
It felt for me, yeah, the same way, where anytime we have a lot, because sometimes we record on different days, which means we can have anywhere from like a 10-day gap sometimes in between sessions of play. And I do find myself thinking, I haven't played this game in a long time, and it's not the sense of, you know, oh, I feel like it's like, you know, when you're not at work for a while and it feels like you're going to forget something.
yeah.
I think at first I had that fear, but now it's the thought of, well, I kind of want to play it again. I want to get my turn done. I want to do this next portion.
I've got some ideas I want to...
And I've never had that when it's a truck day that's coming up. But I do have it when it's... Usually land movement is a big one.
Yeah.
When I know that there's going to be stuff moved around on the ground and I'm going to get to play around with where my guys go, I really enjoy that now. And I did not think that would be the case, especially those first 10 apps. I thought that this was going to be something I suffer through the whole time, and that was going to be the joke. That the fun part of it was going to be, I hate doing this, but that's going to be some level of enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's not. It's actually a game I'm enjoying playing.
Which is a very, very great thing to have run into, where it's like, we were thinking this is like, oh, it's going to be us getting through something horrible as the entertaining thing. And it's not horrible, really. Like,
it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
I think we struck gold with the idea because we heard about it. We thought we'd do it as a joke, and we've stuck with it at first kind of as a joke, but it's become more than a joke. It's actually a game that we're getting into. Learning the rules was definitely the hardest part, but we did that to ourselves because of the way we structured that. If we just got on with it first time round, there were some things we needed to change though. Not the whiteboard, the picture frame idea.
Yeah, well, I think, honestly, there's two, I think, big, like, barriers to entry that probably are why it's not being completed, which is, one, as you mentioned, like, sorting the board out, just the physical space it's going to take up in your house, and because of the amount of stuff, you need to be able to have it set up, like, at all times, basically.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying to come in and, like, the setup was an hour.
Yeah, the setup was an hour, and that was early days.
And
that
we've
was
got
when,
more stuff on the map now.
Yeah, that was when it was just stuff that was already there. And now we have to keep track of where things are moving to. We'd have to refer to a spreadsheet every single time, and it would change every single week.
Yeah, it would be a nightmare. Well, actually, it wouldn't change every week because we normally have 4 to 5 hours.
I guess, yeah, not every week. So, if anything, in that instance, it would change every few months.
It would have slowed it even more, yeah. I think the other barrier to entry is there's so much work to do to start turn one.
Yeah.
Like, so many spreadsheets to set up and things like that. I think those two barriers are pretty huge to, like, getting in and actually playing it.
Yeah, the bookkeeping's a huge thing because if you're going to start this game, and I think if anyone is out there who's considering playing this game or is just sort of curious about that setup process, one, I guess you've come to the right place. It's kind of the idea here. But the second is, it is doable. I think when we heard about this, we thought it was completely unplayable in a fundamental sense.
Yeah, we weren't, and it still might be where we get deep into it and systems start to unravel. But for now, at least, it doesn't seem that's going to be the case, and like it works.
Yeah, because a board game of this length and the fact it hasn't been play tested means that there might be an aspect of entropy where the game rules that are working for the first 10, 20 turns stop working because of the rate of breakdown, the resource availability, the way that the turns are structured for movement. It might just become a case that the gulf between those things grows further and further apart, and then you don't have the means to play the game with those rule sets that worked early. We're not running into that anytime soon, I think. I reckon we'll get through at least half of the game before we come across anything like that if it does exist. But the initial setup, if anyone does want to play this, it can be done. Getting the game itself might be a bit difficult. Finding the space to play it is very much dependent on what your living situation is. Or if you've got a game shop nearby, like a board game store. I know a lot of those have like play spaces, but you'd need to have it out or find a way to pack it up. If you are going to, I recommend our plan. Genuinely works. Get some picture frames. Again, it kind of may make the resale value of the game and its storage a bit worse, but it's a consistent and reliable means to then pick the game up. You can pack it up. You can do it. It's the bookkeeping and the admin thing. That's the most daunting thing when you're setting it up.
We have made the bookkeeping more difficult for ourselves than we had to.
Yes.
Because we want to keep a log so we can sort of trace things through rather than just like replacing things on one sheet.
Yeah, we're not like scratching out and replacing.
Yeah.
Because the idea for when we've got the full game going, which we promised in episode 1 to get going from day dot, which never manifested because we're still, it's such a like an alpha version of our bookkeeping that if we try to share this at the moment, it changes so much throughout. It's sort of a jumbled mess. We've also got some paper copies of notes and amendments to various sheets.
Well, I think that's part of why the scenario has been so important, is like what I thought my bookkeeping would be needed to be. Again, like hits the rubber meets the road, we actually play, and it's like, no, I missed a lot of stuff, or this stuff wasn't as important. So, yeah, at the minute, I'm spread between paper and documents, but I've been shaping the documents, getting them ready, like templates and stuff, for when we actually do play. I'll be able to go fully digital, and then that's when we'll like share them. I think both will share regular updates of where we're at. Like maybe at the end of each turn, we'll put the things out for that turn.
Yes.
I think it would also be good for us to put up the starting docs so that if anyone does want to play, they don't have to do all that themselves.
Yes, I think that's only fair.
Yes.
We shouldn't gatekeep this horrible experience that we've streamlined.
No, we'll try and make it easier for other people.
It would be really cool if others started to play as well, to hear that experience, because that's something we still haven't really heard a whole lot of.
Yes, we do have one thing potentially coming up.
Yes, we do have an anecdote of another person who's played the game, or at least had the game, which they're kind enough to share. That's something we'll look to put out there. We've had a lot of waxings ourselves as to sharing the gameplay in different ways. A live stream is something we're pretty certain we will actually be doing.
Yes, at the start we thought it would be just unwatchably unentertaining.
Yeah.
We're not going to be recording during the gameplay because that's just going to be us trying to read rule books, get confused and frustrated. A lot of radio silence, dead air, and I don't think that'll be fun.
But I think as we get smoother and smoother, that is something that will happen.
A movement stage, a LAN movement stage, where we have maybe already decided what the movement will be, and then us actually moving the pieces.
Yeah, I think you work out like breakdown and CPA and fuel expenditure and stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
So we can come in and do like a real, rapid fire. Like this is what it looks like in like a flow.
Exactly. It'll be less of a, I imagine, typical live stream of constant fun action, and more a case of giving a chance for people to see how those sessions play out. We are looking at that. That will happen. That is now on the cards. We're just sorting out the logistics. We will be doing that.
Might be quite a while, but hopefully not like years.
No, I would imagine possibly in this scenario. We might get a LAN movement bit done in this scenario, but we're going to do that. And if anyone does have any other ideas of how this can be shared, we know about sharing the bookkeeping, sharing more pictures reliably. Come the full game, we will be doing that. The thing is, with this podcast, we did this as a means to keep ourselves accountable. It was to try and keep track of the game itself, but also to share it with other people. So if there's another way that people want to digest this, another way it can be more accessible, let us know. We're interested in that. People have already shared stuff in the past, and it's been great getting the feedback that not only people are listening to it, but that people have particular ways that they want to see and hear from things. I think that's a real boon. The accountability tool aspect of things has changed quite a bit.
If we know there's a risk of people listening to this, and then halfway through we stop, it's going online where people can just hurl abuse at the nature of the podcast.
Yeah.
This is the shackle around our ankle to make sure we can't get away.
I mean, even if no one ever listens and then like 2 years down the line someone comes across this and there's 7 episodes, that's just going to be embarrassing.
I would say this is still an accountability tool, but it feels like it's developed as a project.
Well, it's turned from a like joking like shame tool to like we've got a bunch of people listening who seem to really enjoy it and keep sending us really cool shit. And yeah, it's become a really fun back and forth element that I just completely didn't expect.
It's become
been probably one of the best parts of it.
I'd say so.
The best.
Comfortably. It's went from a shame tool to a pride tool for me.
Yeah.
Like when I get to talk about it now, because I still have the thing now, which I had early days, which at the time sort of was such a frustration where people would be inviting me to social events. I'd be like, well, I do have this thing to do tonight. And they'd be like, well, what are you doing? And I explain I'm playing a board game, or sometimes learning the rules for a board game, recording a podcast episode about it, and then on a separate day editing said podcast. And they were like, oh, you've got a podcast, what's that about? And I tried and explain what I'm doing, and they're like, so it's like a board game podcast. I'm like, yes, it is.
That's the genre.
That's what the genre is. But as it went on, and we had the history segment, and we've had so many emails. Since we started reading out emails, we've not had a single week where we didn't have emails to read. Even now, we've got quite a few in the tank, backed up and ready to go. We've had people come in on there's guests. We've had guests on 3 occasions. We've had on episode 3, we had the guys from Echoes of War.
I'm Craig from the Pacific War channel, but for the podcast, we wanted to stop limiting ourselves to the Pacific War, so now we're Echoes of War.
Big shout out to them because we hadn't released an episode yet.
No.
We didn't set up Zoom or whatever, so we only had an hour. We messed that up and had to rush them off, but they were very generous with their time. And if you do enjoy the history segment, you should definitely check out their podcast. They've got a 10-part series on the campaign for North Africa. It's really good, a great overview, but also a lot of detail. So, definitely check those guys out.
I came across them when I started trying to learn more about the North African campaign. So when we'd ordered the game, I listened to a few of their episodes for that series, and then I thought, well, see if these guys want to come on, and they very generously gave their time to come on. Like you said, we hadn't released anything. They really took a shot in the dark with, we said, this is the general idea of what we're doing. They shared some time, they shared some cool information, stuff that still calls back with relevance now, like the cappuccino machines, the really poor Italian tanks. Those guys had mentioned it then, Gurav, from Echoes of War, which they used to be called the Pacific War Channel. So if you're looking for them, Pacific War Channel, Echoes of War, really cool history stuff on their side. Listen to that if you're into the history segments. It's like a dedicated history segment podcast. You can skip all the silly common ground and game recap stuff. It's just pure, unadulterated history.
And fun debate episodes where they'll do like the what ifs or like best generals or best admirals and stuff like that. So
it's all sorts of history they cover. Really cool thing. I'd recommend checking them out. And episode 25, we had Cam Sandwich.
Cam, how the devil are you? Doing well. How's it going, dudes?
yes,
That was a very cool one.
because I watched his channel. That felt a bit almost surreal.
Yeah, that
to
was
like have meet over the internet, but it's like someone you've actually watched their stuff.
a real full circle moment as well, because when we found the game, we watched that video, it gave the holistic breakdown of what the game was. And that's around I don't know if we watched that before or after we bought the game.
I think we watched it when our friend told us about it. We were like looking it up, and that was like the top YouTube video, and then we all watched it together.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So we watched that, and then on the back of that, we managed to get Cam on as a guest. Really fun episode. Really cool guy. Great stuff. If anything board game related that you're interested in, he covers the weird and wonderful when it comes to board games.
Yes, his worst. He had us on a little snippet for his worst game of all time tournament.
Yes,
I think we were more down on the game at that time than we are now, which is probably fun to look back at the difference there. But yeah, it was really cool meeting Cam.
Yeah, we had something to say about the game for his segment, his tournament, and it was an earnest opinion of it, but I think it was much more of a nihilistic view on the game. Around that time, we'd started playing. Hey, there it is again. We'd started playing, but we did have a very, like you say, a very different outlook.
I think we were coming off the frustration of learning the rules, and I think turn 2 we got into a flow.
Yeah, turn 2 we definitely got into a better flow.
Caught us right in the middle of that sort of
turning point.
Yeah.
So I think our opinions have changed since then. I think it's comfortable to say, but he was a great guest. And our final guest up to this date was episode 38. We had Breakup Gaming Society. We had Nate. Please welcome to the stage, it's Nate of Breakup Gaming Society.
Hello, everybody, and surreptitious war game viewers throughout the world.
Another great guy with a very unique spin on an idea, which is covering hip-hop, booze, and board games all in one podcast.
And very eloquently, he lays it out. Is very entertaining speaker, so it was very cool to get to talk to him as well.
I think of the guests we've had on, his maybe is the closest in general structure to what we do, in that he's covering a board game, different one each week, but he also covers other aspects of his own enjoyments, which is you'll have a look into different pretty obscure alcohols, and then also has a hip-hop track of the week. It does feel like the sort of mismatch, hodgepodge segment idea, which we've kind of got going on, but his is far more broad in what he covers. Yeah. And the guy speaks like a thespian. Like, honestly, the way that his podcast is produced is so great of a listen. It's the kind of thing you can stick on in the background and enjoy it with very little attention, or you can hone in and listen to every word, and you'll get enjoyment both ways.
Yeah.
So give him a listen as well. So those are the guests we've had. But the real core of what's changed the experience for us, from this being an accountability shame tool to being something we're excited to put out every week, is just the wild level of engagement and support from everyone who's listened. Because I make a joke in the first episode about people disengaging about 5 minutes in, so we're down to 2 listeners. Early days, we had like a handful of listeners, like an actual literal handful of listeners. And now
we knew them all personally.
Yeah, it was people that I'd harangued into listening to the podcast. It was people I'd bullied or coerced that I know in real life into spending an hour of their week listening to this. And all supportive, I will admit. But now we've got people from all across the world, mostly Chicago, it would seem. Chicago, Australia. We've got people who've bought merch from us. Yep. We've got people who send in emails. Some people have sent more than one email, and pretty detailed ones at that. And the fact that we've had people say that this is something they look forward to every week, and this is something that, you know, makes their Friday that much more enjoyable when they're at work, when they're on their commute. We've had people plan day trips out to go see various landmarks on the back of listening to this.
We got to see a picture of someone flipping off Balboa's monument, which is a fantastic picture. So.
It's so good. That's on the Instagram. It's so bizarre, because when we started this off, it was as a joke to ourselves, because we had some spare time and we thought it'll be fun to finish a board game no one else has finished. We sincerely did not think we would have more than a few people we know listening to this. And now the fact that we have so many people listening to this from all over the world, and people who enjoy this and want to send stuff to us and want to engage in the way that they have, it's pretty humbling. From Subtle, Humble, and Brave. It's just crazy, and we really do appreciate it. Sincerely, thank you for listening to this, because it's two guys playing a really long board game, we did not think people would be as engaged as they are. We really appreciate it. It means the world to us.
Yeah, incredibly grateful. And just the quality of emails we've all got, like, consistently has been just awesome. We've had people doing extra research. We've had people send us, like, Arrow we mentioned last week, but we've mentioned things and people have sent in the stuff they know or extra stuff as well. It's just, I'm always excited when I see a little notification on my phone that we've got an email through, because it's always a good read.
I remember we were in Budapest airport on the way back from our holiday in the summer, and we had an email pop up there, and I was sat in the terminal reading that, and the fact that I was like, yeah, fair enough, it was the back end of the holiday, but I'm like, I'm spending part of my holiday reading this email, and it's an exciting part of the holiday. It's getting to read this. That was the one about the baseball. It was baseball or basketball.
Yes, that's been very cool as well, hearing about what other people's projects and stuff they've got going on is.
Other people's sort of wacky side projects. And apart from that, people who have bought them. We've got a guy, Rick, if you're listening to this, which I know you probably are, shout out to you, because he has not only bought some of our merch, but he's been repping it sort of across the world sort of thing. Been firing over pictures of him wearing it, listening to episodes at various places he's went to, which is crazy. So it's really transformed what this was. And now it feels like we're getting a fun back and forth, and it's not just us playing the game. It feels like we do actually have other people here watching and as a crowd.
We're not just shouting into the void.
Yeah, we've got people who are backing us, and you've all said that in your emails. It's a big thing, and it's going to be a long thing, and it really takes the pressure of it being so long when everyone's cheering us on. But anyway, enough about you. This is about us, all right? We're the ones playing the board game. Let's not forget that. We're the ones who are taking on this gargantuan task, this monumentous ordeal, and I think we're heroes for that. Wouldn't you say that, Andy?
It's a callback to episode 1 where you kept trying to call yourselves hero.
I think I've earned that now.
You're closer to it.
I've earned it.
Okay.
If Mjolnir was here right now, I could lift that bad boy up in a heartbeat.
Well, I admire your self-belief.
So you don't think you could lift Mjolnir?
Nah.
Wow, that's...
I don't want it.
You're pathetic.
I'm rejecting Mjolnir. It's not rejecting me.
No, that's not how that works. No. That's like going to like a strongman tournament where, when they lift the huge boulders and going over and going, I am the strongest man ever, but I'm refusing to lift that. Don't nod. What the fuck is a nod in this situation?
That I'm agreeing with your allegory.
So you agreeing
analogy.
Yes,
I'm agreeing it's ridiculous.
Okay, so you agree that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And the hero thing, where do we stand with that?
We'll loop back round.
Well, I'm looping back round
50 episodes.
No, there's not an every 50 episode thing. We need a definitive answer now.
Okay, you're a hero.
Oh my god, he said it. You spineless coward.
I just wanted to move on.
Oh my god, you hear that, everyone? Andy has no integrity. He'll just give it up on the spot.
I think that's in character with the rejecting Mjolnir. It's all sort of the same well of insecurity.
Well, not lifting Mjolnir isn't an insecurity. It's a being unworthy. It's not about being insecure. It's about being less
but
than
saying
a hero.
I'm rejecting the hammer.
But that's because you already can't lift it.
It's sort of a Schrodinger's thing. If I don't try to lift it, I could.
I don't know. I reckon we should get Mjolnir on as our next guest.
Oh, that'd be good.
What
do you think, Mjolnir? Thank you for that.
My issue is I don't want the conversation with Mjolnir to get too heavy. But I have no doubt that sparks would fly to thunderous applause.
God damn it.
It's a year on.
Yeah.
It's all the same, and it's going to keep on being the same. We've just got more of this. We got another 58 years of this, so buckle in.
Yeah, we'll keep refining things as we go, but the nonsense will continue.
We'll try and get a new logo, one with the actual board game on it.
Oh, God.
Oh, we need to book our ideas up, Andy.
Yeah.
What is this? Well, start as you mean to go on.
It's been... Well, that's sort of what happens if you figure it out as you go.
Well, we're doing just that. We're figuring it out as we go. And next week, we'll be back. We'll be playing the game. We'll be playing the campaign for North Africa. And we'll be doing that every week for the foreseeable future. That's just how this goes. So I guess from me, James.
Me, Andy. Stay subtle, humble, and brave.
In the deserts of your minds. Good night.